What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm basically showing you guys the well, this video will be more of like a track prep video, but basically I'll also show you that the car is back together. It has the bumpers on it. I got brand new headlights, corner lights with LEDs. These are the white wheels that I got painted and put those on. The car's super dirty, the wheels dirty. Got the over fenders on with all the hardware. Got the interior together with this switch panel that also controls my fans and stuff. Steering wheel and stuff's in. I've been driving the car. Fresh tail lights, brand new tail lights. Basically at this point we're just waiting on my body kit to show up, which it's supposed to have shipped today, along with my it's called the company's called Big Duck Club, and basically I just realized this. They sell a fiberglass panel that comes here and it rivets to cover this gap, and that shipped today as well, so that's sick. But basically this video is going to be a track prep video. I was supposed to go to the track yesterday, but for some reason they didn't have a test and tune yesterday. So next Thursday is the new test and tune, which I don't even know if they're going to have one then. I'm just banking on the fact that they will. So this week I've been getting the trailer ready because I haven't hauled that car on that trailer or put a car on that trailer at all. We got one ramp made. Fully welded up here, all the way across, all the way down this. I mean, this thing is sturdy as it gets. They're 4-foot ramps, but I still have to make the next one. Originally planned on doing 6-foot ramps, but I think it's gonna be way overkill. And yeah, so we're gonna carry this video out all the way up until probably before the track, and then there will be a separate video on the track day, so I'll keep you guys in the loop. Okay guys, so didn't really show you guys the ramps after we made them, but they are made. I pretty much just used angled steel, welded all the backside on, you can't see it, and then I welded caps on each side, and then I welded these lips that kind of lock into the lip of the trailer, fully welded. Same thing on the bottom. And we got the car on the trailer for the first time. I already went and test drove the truck to see how it pulled, the trailer and the car. It does about as good as I could want it to do. Didn't take it on the freeway, but I did get up to like 60, 70 mile an hour, and it seemed to do fine. The only thing I'm really worried about is like, you know, like waviness in the trailer, but I think it'll pull fine. You know, I redid all the bearings and stuff in the trailer and got newish tires, so I think that's good. None of the lights work. We'll probably have to buy a whole light kit for the trailer. The ramps did great. The only reason I have this board here is because my bumper drags on the ramps going up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go buy like an actual locking raised hitch, one that's a little bit taller, and I think that'll fix that issue. So I'll probably go buy one of those tomorrow, and we should be good to go for that. But I haven't unloaded the car yet, and I have a feeling my bumper is going to get caught when I come down, so I'm going to set the camera up and let you guys see for yourselves. Also, it's super sketchy by yourself because like you don't know if you're crooked or straight, so you kind of have to get in and out of the car a bunch of times, which sucks because I can't open the door with this trailer. That's another thing we're gonna have to address. Either I'm gonna notch the trailer out right there or cut these sides off. I'm thinking about just cutting the sides off altogether because they're not needed, and then making the ramps removable is kind of my thought process right now. I'm thinking about welding a flange here and then welding a nut to the bottom of this and putting like screw-on style flanges on it. That way I can just unscrew it, pull the fender off, and be good to go. And cutting this stuff off would be super easy. The only reason I don't want to cut them off quite yet is because when I strap the car right now, I'm strapping to these sidebars. I'm gonna have to put some loops or some hooking points on the trailer somewhere. Not quite sure where yet, but that's something we can address when we get to that point. But the trailer, the way it is now, will work for taking the car to its first test and tune, if there even is one. There's rumors that they're not doing test and tunes at the local track by us anymore, which would really suck because that's the only track that does drifting. So I don't know. I don't want to be all over the place though. I'm going to set the camera up and see if this is a disaster or not. Okay, so as you saw, it did get hung up on the bumper like I assumed. This side was fine, but it did like rip all this off here, which isn't a huge deal. It's probably gonna be worse than that because the body kit I've got coming in sits a lot lower than this bumper, but I'm also raising my car this week like an inch or two, which will be in this video. But the car is getting raised a decent amount just because it's a drift car, and as much as I like that thing low, it needs to be raised realistically for it to not bind up and smack the fenders and stuff on the track. So I honestly think a lot, you know, I think that along with raising the car and also raising the hitch, we won't have any issues. Now I don't know how much I should really raise the hitch, because I know you don't want a ton, you know, rake on the trailer, but the truck I think squats a decent amount, so I'm hoping if I do raise it a bunch, the squat will kind of level the trailer out with the car on it. I don't know. The hitch I'm gonna buy is an adjustable hitch, so worst case scenario I raise it up 8 inches and it's too much and I can just lower it back down. So yeah, car's looking sick. Hopefully my body kit gets here soon, because it did ship along with my rear trunk valence. But we're gonna get the ramps and stuff thrown in the bed of my truck, try to attempt to get my trailer right here. My trailer was right there, but freaking Julio over here is parked in the middle of the alley, and that was my plan, to get my trailer in and out, was to pull in that alley and back in. So I can't really do that. So for now I moved Trey's trailer over one. I'm gonna put my trailer right here. Hopefully. It's just me by myself and my truck doesn't have turning radius, so wish me luck. Okay, so one of the last sections of the video you guys saw was we were trying to load the E36 on, and as you can tell, we made some changes to the trailer. Yesterday I cut off all the sides, and the fenders aren't staying off, but we'll probably run it like this for just a little bit. I'm gonna make some flanges to where we can make the fenders removable. I do want to run fenders in case we have a blowout or something. I don't want it to damage whatever car's on the trailer. But so issue number one was I couldn't get out of the car without climbing out the window, and then you have to keep the window down to drive, and then if it rains, you know, the car gets all wet inside. So that was a no bueno. Plus this looks a lot better and it's a lot more for what I need it for. Those sides are like useless anyways, because anything can go out the side of them. So really at this point we just need to make some hooking points. And then the other issue was the trailer pitch. I was thinking about it, we'll probably leave the hitch alone, and we'll either make some ramps for me to drive my rear tires on the truck to kind of get this angle, or the other thing I was thinking is if we go down in tire size, it'll bring the trailer a little closer to the ground, and when we lift it up with my truck, it'll fix it there. So we'll probably go down to this size tire versus this size. So yeah, so you know, got that done yesterday. That's pretty much good to go. We just have to weld some down bars, and now we're going to try and correct the camber on the passenger wheel. I came up with a way to fix the camber, and the driver's side is fine, but the passenger side still has a little bit of camber. So we're gonna try to correct that today. And then we're also gonna try and raise the front of the car today. So just a lot of small stuff to get all this stuff ready for the track. And that's hoping that there even is a track day, because last week there was supposed to be one and there wasn't. So, but yeah, with that being said, we're gonna dive right in. Got the camber sorted out on the Cummins. Figured out that the Speedo HUD thing stopped working. My rock lights stopped working. Both of those are actually like just don't work. Nothing to do with the truck. It's just the actual item itself has stopped working. I also cut the inner fender. So basically what happens is the truck rubs, which is fine, but it will literally grab the inner fender and rip it out because it's metal and it has no forgiveness. So what I did was I cut that section out and then riveted a piece of plastic in its place and moved it back like a ½ inch, so that if it does hit the plastic, it should be a little more forgiving. We still have to do this side, but as you can see, it'll basically crunch the fender, or crunch the inner fender up and with a crease, and then it'll rip it clean out. And that it's a pain in the ass because you can't just bend it back because the metal is too strong. So we still gotta do that side, but camber's fixed up. Pretty much everything with this truck is ready to go. We just have to do some fluid checks and bolt this in. So this is the new toolbox I got for it, and that's pretty much it. It should be ready to go for one, towing the truck or towing the trailer to the track, and two, we're driving it to Indy for Cletus and Cars this weekend. So, but now we are going to raise the E36, and I'll just use some magic and show you guys how it turns out. So, and the car is raised. I think we raised it a total of 1 inch. Definitely doesn't look as good in my opinion, but I think with some more spacer we can fix that. It's just really sunk right now with the camber it has, and I've been meaning to get a larger spacer anyways to kind of account for not extended lower control arms. But yeah, so I think we're gonna go test drive it, make sure the alignment's not out. Looks like it might have a decent amount of toe out. I can't tell, but I will know the minute I drive it if it needs to be realigned. But yeah, it's should not rub. I don't know. If it does rub, it should be very minimal. I'm hoping, so we'll see. Okay, so we did go and test drive the car. It drove a little funky steering wise, but at like high speeds you could hear the front tires just squealing a little bit, which is usually a pretty good sign that you have either way too much toe in or way too much toe out. So I brought the car back, put the toe plates on it, and it had a bunch of toe in. In fact, it actually had like a little bit of toe out on one side and like some toe in on the other, so it was kind of driving all funky. But spent some time, got the alignment dialed in. I really need to get one of those tools that you like push down onto the seat and it holds the steering wheel straight, because when you don't have that and you're sitting here spinning the tie rods and stuff, you know, adjusting, the steering wheel will move. So you'll like align the car one way and you'll check the steering wheel and it's crooked, so then you turn it straight and then it needs completely realigned again. So honestly, that would speed things up a lot more if I had that tool. But I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. I don't want to drag it on too much longer, just because this video already is not very like content filled, but I did want to kind of record all this. So the next video you should see should be us going to the track. Whether it's this Thursday or next, it should be us going to a track day. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping and praying that they have a test and tune this Thursday. Hopefully, if not this Thursday, they have one next Thursday, but we shall see. So with that being said, guys, stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.